Hello and welcome back to another tool video on the channel here, and today we got the Diehard 1/4" low profile kind of go through 1/4" socket set. So let's get into this here and check this out. Take this cover off, give you a peek in here. So we're gonna have 18 sockets and one ratchet wrench. These are all going to be metric, starting at 4mm all the way up to, this is 19 millimeters and a 1/4", which is kind of ridiculous, but it's also kind of the reason that I bought it. And you can see the sizes there. You have the 4.5, the 5.5, and pretty much no other skips all the way up. Now, one thing I will say, there are such a thing as other half sizes than the 4.5 and 5.5 that you get in kits like, surprisingly, this cheap blue Harbor Freight socket set. Looks like this. I think I'm going to do another video on this here soon. If you want to see that, let me know down in the comments. But anyway, today we're on the Diehard set. And you get this lovely little ratchet wrench thing here. If you look at that, and they are working on the 11mm OD. This is a 6-point on both sides. And supposedly 120 teeth. Now, I don't see, it does say 120 tooth there. My guess is the way they're getting that is going to be from a twin paw 60 tooth. I really don't think there's any true 120 tooth. I think 90 is kind of where that maxes out. But twin paw 60 tooth is going to be the equivalent of 120 tooth. It is pretty fine. I'm pretty impressed. It's not a lot of back drag. Nice little switch, compact. And this side can be kind of like a breaker bar for when you put a socket on there. Don't have to worry about it. But there is no retention ring on the non-ratcheting side. So just so you know that, those will fall right off. Unless you get, I've heard the Osa Tools makes a little backer you can put on these 1/4". Now these are dual drive. Okay, so you got a 1/4" square drive there, just like you would on any old regular socket. Just like this regular socket here, it's got that 1/4" drive. So just like this can be put on your regular ratchet, so too can these. Okay, and when you use them that way, they're probably more or less the same as a regular socket. Let's do the exact comparison. This is a 10mm Harbor Freight. This is a 10mm from the Diehard. You can see a little bit of extra clearance if you're using that. Not much. More or less the same as a shallow socket. And as you can see there, compared to a normal socket, these do have like the anti-slip grooves in them. You may love that or hate that, depending on what you're working on. It's probably going to mark up the fasteners. I haven't had a chance to try it yet. But again, they do market these as a go-through. Now, these really aren't a true go-through. A true go-through would just be a circular part here with no square drives. You'd have more clearance for a bolt. Obviously, you do the math, you're not getting more than 1/4" bolt through a 1/4" hole. So you would have kind of that disadvantage if you have like a nut on a longer bolt. This would be an advantage, and you're certainly not going to get like you would from deep. So you might be better off with just like a regular old ratcheting wrench, kind of like, you know, this, just in different sizes for that kind of thing. But what's neat about these is just how low clearance they are, especially in these bigger sizes, is where I think the value really comes in here. So like, look at that, it's 19, which is just absolutely crazy for such a small tool. Now, again, you don't have to go through, it's pretty shallow, but if you had to, you know, access something in a tight space like that, this is like invaluable for that. And that's really why I bought it, is because of the sizes like over 15. You get 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. And it's just insanely low profile on that. Now, again, you can use a ratchet wrench, something like that. But it's just so convenient to have in this. And I think this is really complemented if you have, you know, if you already have like this meme tool from Harbor Freight here with, you know, your ratchet, and you can get this extension comes with it. you really get some torque on that compared to this guy here. And then this is the flex head, and you can have, you know, it comes with this 1/4 inch adapter, and you can put them on there, and it really opens it up. These two together, I think, is really, it really makes a good kit if you can carry both of those with you. You got a lot of options going for you at that point. And then you have this one if you need the low profile, and then you have the Ratchet if you need a real big one. And I'll just show you a comparison here, just for the sake of. So this is the 10mm Diehard and the Diehard wrench. This is a 10mm hardware freight socket, not an Icon, just a Pittsburgh, on the, you know, Icon meme tool ratchet. And you can just see how low profile that is. That's just insane, really, how good that is. I'd say this definitely has a less tooth count than this. This is a lot easier to spin, a lot less back drag. If you're familiar with the good old meme tool, this is definitely a better ratchet. So keep that in mind, something to think about. Another thing I would say is this case is like a lot bigger than it needs to be. Not a big fan of this case. Kind of hard to get out to the different tools. Now it's getting easier as I've done it a few times, kind of weaken the plastic up. But to give you an idea, let me just close this down here. You can see how big that is for just some 1/4 inch sockets. You'd probably be better off to just get a rail and throw these on in your toolkit if you got limited space, save some room. But, you know, if you got a big toolbox and you can swing the room, it'd be great. So that's it. I just wanted to show you guys that real quick and how cool that is. It kind of just came out. It's about $50 depending on where you're at, more or less, with tax here and there. But I'll leave it at that, guys. Do some more tool videos here soon. If there's something you want to compare this to, let me know, and we'll catch you later.